think there was also a lot of misconceptions. And since I was intimately involved in those things, I want to clear up some of those misconceptions about the goals of those programs and what we're trying to do and why we're awesome and why we need sponsorship all the time. So, first of all, what is an affinity group? Affinity group is basically, it is a smaller sect within a larger group of people, and they happen to have something in common. That's it. On college campuses, when you see things like Black Student Union or Italian American students, or we like to rollerblade on Tuesday students, those are all, I know, right? Those are all different types of affinity groups. And the goal of affinity groups usually is to promote that subculture within a larger culture. The reason why these affinity groups have come out, there's reasons, every reason under the sun. With a lot of traditional and cultural and ethnic-based, as well as I guess gender-based groups, there's a lot of reasons, but historically in America, you know, racism sucks, and a lot of those groups, like African American groups and what have you, they come because they felt ostracized by larger cultures and groups that may not have understood or valued the culture that they can bring. And so a lot of these groups are formed as a way of people sticking together, learning from each other, learning about each other, and helping others outside of that subculture to invite them in and to educate. So this is my take on that. An example of some affinity groups, like I've just mentioned. So who's heard of Black Girls Pole? Yeah, right? Shout out. Shout out if you know a black girl who poles. Yeah. Shout out if you love her ass. Just because. Shout out if you love this ass. Is that what happened? Yeah, that's what I love. So Black Girls Pole, I'm not the founder. I am just a hardcore groupie. It was founded by Elijah Franklin. She also is an instructor at Body Pole right now. She's in Switzerland, letting them know what's happening over there. I know, right? Let me follow her one time. So Black Girls Pole, and I do have authority to kind of be the unofficial/official spokesperson for it. Black Girls Pole was started as a way of promoting black girls who pole. We all know pole is hard. Pole is hard as shit. When you look different, when you feel different, when you walk into a room and you feel as if I'm the only kind of person that's here, sometimes that can be a barrier to success. And especially with mainstream media, with all this being on social media, what Elijah felt was missing was really highlighting the specific contributions of African Americans to pole. And because she's friends with both of us, so she said, let's just go and hang out. Leanne and Kira, Bonnie and Pole said, come have a big ass party, go do your thing on these poles. She's like, all right. And she came to all of us and said, I have an idea. I don't really know what it means yet. I don't know if anybody's gonna give a shit, but do you want to help us out? We're like, yeah, duh. And it turned out to be this really great thing. And what was so great about it is this wasn't just a black event. It wasn't something that only certain people were allowed to come to. This was everybody. We had support from every single culture, every group, every age. That audience was a damn rainbow. And it was so awesome to see. And the support we felt was amazing. Amazing. It was wonderful. And there will be more events. I can't tell you yet, but I'm just letting you know. I'm coming back. Because she said she'll have me back on stage. I don't know why. But that's great. Second great example of an affinity group. Has anybody heard of Dangerous Furs, perhaps? Let's just look at my booth one time. Now has everyone heard of Dangerous Furs? That's what I thought. So Dangerous Furs, this one is mine. This is my child. That we're currently in the preteen, like getting there stage. So Dangerous Furs is, to my knowledge, it's the only competition that exists in pole that's specifically for plus success. So some people, for example, some criticism of one of these two groups, or both of them, is why are you ostracizing one group of people? Why are you bringing it to light, making them put a spectacle on stage and making them stand out? This isn't necessarily about making people stand out for the wrong reasons. This isn't about putting others on stage and saying, look, let's celebrate them just because they're black or just because they're plus size. That doesn't make any damn sense. That happens to be the common bond that may link us, but that's not why we're talented. That's not why these athletes deserve to be on stage just because you're automatically something. You're not in the group. Like, you gotta earn this too. The power of seeing a role model of someone who looks like you, someone with a similar background, is out of control. When I go to class, and I'm less concerned about the racial stuff, because I've been the only black kid in my class since the age of 0. So I'm over that, that's used to that. But in terms of plus size though, I'm the biggest kid in my class usually. Everybody's walking around with a damn 6-pack, 18-pack, and I'm like, alright, well, this fits today, I'm excited. Now, I broke the mic. Oh, no, I didn't. But what's awesome is when I see, when you have great instructors, you're going to connect with people no matter what background you are. When you have the people that you can personally identify with, you can look at that person and say, damn, she's not just telling me, go for it, Roz, you can do it. But she's like, nah, bitch, I tried that last week and I failed. This is how I fixed it, and now I can do it. When I saw Emma O'Toole, I don't know if that's her official last name, but Emma from Britain's Got Talent, that was probably one of the first times in Pole where I saw somebody where I sincerely said, I look like her. Not almost like her, not maybe, but I feel like I am built very similar to her. Watching her do what she did is amazing, because having that similar structure, seeing that role model, I know the fight she's in it, because I'm in it too. So seeing her, I'm like, damn, you know it's possible, because you don't want to tell people, you don't want to tell your students it's not possible, even if it looks like it isn't. You always give encouragement, or you should. You always tell them, yes, go for it. But then when somebody actually achieves that, and you see it, you're like, oh, damn, I'm so happy that she didn't give up, that I didn't give up. I guess I have no excuse now. And that's when I freak out. Another example, which me personally I connected to, is the Sports Illustrated. You know, they do their annual body issue where everybody's naked, which is awesome and great. Does anybody remember, I should know his name, but it was the baseball professional. This dude was also, even though he's a male body, I felt very, very connected to what he looked like. Because homeboy had a little bit of a gut, not like gut, but there's no 6-pack here. He wasn't super tall, he wasn't overly muscular, but he was stacked from here down. Just like this one, you see this? So when I saw him, and not just saw, but I saw him naked, being celebrated for his athletic abilities and what he's doing, I damn near cried, because I was looking, I was like, shit, I can finally, a professional athlete, not someone who's in varsity in high school professional, not somebody who was really, really good coaching their daughter's or son's team, but somebody who mainstream sports is like, you know what, you do the damn thing, and you do it well. That was so important for me, and it made me so happy, and it just reminded me, he said, Roz, you're all right, you're okay. And in a sport like this, where it is, honestly, it's a lot of image-based, we walk around naked half the damn time, so even if we're not consciously trying to say shove it to other people, it's there. There's only so much you can hide, even with the positivity and the support around. So having those role models that look like you, that can understand you, it makes such an extraordinary It's going to make the difference between people looking at your studio and looking at your pictures and saying maybe, almost, kind of. And now they're invited in. They feel like they can be one of the cool kids. They deserve this and they belong. So it is about creating a place, a safe space for people to feel like I count. I count. So that is an extraordinary barrier that gets broken down. It also is wonderful because with new cultures brings a totally new perspective. Don't we love it how we can see the same, let's say 4 basic pole moves. You put it on 4 different people with 4 different songs and it is wildly 4 different routines. When you incorporate other people's cultures, ethnic, racial, or otherwise, what you start out as a simple square just absolutely blossoms to these incredible shapes. Things that you may not have even been aware of. Things you didn't know you could make these shapes. You didn't know you could have this style. But somebody came in with a fresh set of eyes and they saw that and they said, you know what? I'm going to do me. Maybe me is ballerina. Maybe that's my background. Maybe I love Irish step dancing. I want to bring that into pole somehow. I've seen one of my favorite kind of blending of cultures is a good friend of mine did a techno routine and incorporated pole moves with it. I thought that was awesome. It was different, it was original, and it was her. And I love seeing her unique perspective. And that makes me say, oh damn, maybe I just need it one time. That's not even tango. But I want to learn something, so I know, 1, what you call that dance, and 2, oh snap. I'm not from that background, I don't understand it, but I respect the hell out of it, and now it makes me want to learn more. And it makes me want to support others who maybe have a similar background, but I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are, but when they're there, and when they are opening themselves to other people, they want to teach about their culture. Now I'm drawn in. Now I want to know, and I want to know what can I do as someone as an outsider to support those other cultures, because that's just as important as them trying to support me. I might be going on time because I like to talk. And I'm good. 7 minutes. So one thing I also do want to address is some criticism that we've come across. Both Black Girls Pole and Dangerous Curves, in so many ways, even the most comfortable people, such as myself, just want a break. Sometimes I don't feel like it. I don't feel like being the spokesperson for something. You may not feel like being the spokesperson for something. Or having to explain why I just shaved off my head because I can't do it for the perm every few weeks because I sweat too much to have my hair straight. Yes! Right? Side note, this is the best decision I've ever made in my life. One time. Oh, yes, thank you. Because when it rains, bam! I don't care. What's that? You have a waterfall shower head? Let it glisten, bitches. Let it glisten. Okay? I don't have to wear a shower cap. I don't care. I just want to say that. We still with me? We're still going to be like this so far? Cool. So besides my examples, are there other affinity groups out there that I may not be aware of that I want to give a shout out to? Black, yeah, I get it. We got Black Girls Club, we got Dangerous Curves. Anybody else? Or here's an idea. If you wanted to join an affinity group, which you may not want to, and that's fine too, is there something, is there a culture that you feel is underrepresented in Pole that you would like to see highlighted, or you'd like to learn more about? Tall girls pole, yes. Over 40 pole, yep, get it in. What else? Catholic girls pole, absolutely. What else? Shorter girls pole, we like that. Anything else? Now here's also the deal. Another criticism that's come up a lot is people say, well, if you start with one thing, then it's going to be ridiculous and everyone's going to want their own group. So what? Is it costing you money? No. It's not going to raise your taxes. Who gives a damn? I will go shoot my ass off for tall girls pole. Also because I love shaving. But you know, Catholic girls pole. You know what? I recently got kicked out of Catholic school. I'll save that story later. But yeah, that's another thing too. Some people feel, well, if it starts here, it's just going to take off. In my opinion, it's a similar argument to when people say, well, if we let people of the same gender marry each other, then they're going to want to marry giraffes, and then America will crumble, and then the world will explode. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up, boo. It's not about you. It's just not about you today. Just 5 minutes. 5 minutes for us. That's all we want. That's all we want. So, basically, that's what I've got. Now, last thing I want to do and I want to wrap up with is how to support. I get this question sometimes a lot if I'm, like when I was wearing my Black Girls Pole t-shirt the other day, they're like, I've had a number of people from every color in here. Roz, that's so cool, but I'm not a black girl. Can I go to the fan page? Like, can I like? I'm not sure because I don't want to overstep my boundaries. The best way to approach, in my opinion, is to come with an open heart, to come with honesty, and to come with genuine, listen, I don't know what it's like to be plus size. I may not understand the things that you speak about from a personal perspective, but can you tell me so that way I can support others? I want to learn. When you open yourself up to learning, people, we would love that. We would love to tell you. We want others to understand what's going on because we want to give and take that support. Give and take. That's the best. I said take and take, and I was like, no, we're good. So that balance is so important, and that balance is incredible. So going with an open heart and also being humble, saying, look, I'm on the outside, and I love you, but I'm not sure how to love you. I think as long as the energy you're putting out there is positive, as long as you're saying, wow, look at what these women are doing. It is different from what I've seen. I respect their hustle. I respect their game. Share it on Facebook. Share it all over social media. Talk amongst it with your students, with your fellow people. I'm sure you'll love to come out to some specialty workshops. I'm just saying. Any of that. These things, anything where you positively say, you know what? Black girl or not, I'll give a shit. We're not going to fight that. No one's going to fight that. So, before I jump out of here, because I need someone right after me, just, does anybody have any closing comments or reactions or things or anything that I can help with that I want to give a shout out? you. Thank you.